In a gentle way, you can shape the world. A very good evening to our respected and learned congregation present for the closing ceremony of GGSMUN 2021. We are pleased to welcome you all to event you all had your eye out for and hope we have given you an experience of a lifetime. On behalf of Gurukul Global School and our esteemed President, Ms. Neena Setia, Chairman Dr. V.D. Singh, Managing Director, Mr. Praveen Setia, Member Management, Mr. Dhiman, Mr. Pavan Bansal, Mr. Vivek Atre, Mr. Paramjeet Singh, and Dr. Sanjay Kalra. We welcome our esteemed Chief Guest, Mr. Satyapal Jain, who is a prodigy in all matters political. We are also honored by the presence of our first day's chief guest, Major Priya Jingan, and a keynote speaker acclaimed as an invaluable voice actor, Mr. Vijay Vikram Singh, and we cannot express how grateful we are to have them amongst us. Hoping you all gave your very best in the making of peace, I now invite our chief guest, Mr. Satyapal Jain, to deliver a speech and enlighten the Congress present, followed by our respected keynote speaker, Mr. Vijay Vikram Singh, for his motivational speech. I request our chief guest to enlighten with his life's experience. Thank you, sir.
Respected principal, members of the staff, participants, and my dear students of the Gurukul Global School, Chandigarh. I am grateful to the managing committee and the organizers of this function who have given me an opportunity to be with you at the closing ceremony of this very important international event. Gurukul Global School has come up within a very short span of time to be one of the prominent institutions of this area, not only of Chandigarh, not only of the northern India, but of the entire country. Through their hard work, through their innovative methods, through their participation of the students in very, very important issues, national as well as international, this institution has established a very prominent place for itself in the entire country. I compliment them and I wish them all success in all coming adventures of this institution. It's heartening to note that this institution organized the 5th edition of the Model United Nations on the 28th and 29th of August. During this 2-day conference, it provided a forum to the delegates, students, participants from the entire country to advance their opinions on the most pressing issue and diplomatically resolve them to reach a consensus. Today, with the modernization, globalization, the whole world has come very, very close to each and every nation which is part of this whole world. There was a time when it used to take days together to connect with the other country. But nowadays, when we are meeting here, the technology has gone to that extent that whatever we are discussing here, whatever we are doing here, can be watched in any part of the country, in any part of the world, any country simultaneously. In this scenario, there is utmost need for coming out with the solutions to the existing problems that whole world is facing today. So far as India is concerned, India has always stood for world peace. We want coexistence in the entire nation, in the entire world. Our culture, our traditions, our religion, our ethos talk of universal brotherhood. Thousands years back, Bhagwan Krishna, when he gave his message of Gita, told Arjun in Kurukshetra that Arjun, don't talk of mine, yours, तुम अपने पराये की बात मत करो, पूरा विश्व एक फैमिली है, वसुदेव कुटुंबकम. The whole world is a family. That was the message given by India 1000 years back. Guru Gobind Singh, the Sikh Gurus, when they fought against the foreign invasion and they spread the message of universal brotherhood, they did not talk of Sikhs They did not talk of Punjabis or Indians. They talk of Nanak Naam Chardi Kala, Tere Bhane Sarbat Ka Bhala. The well-being of every human being. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya. The whole world should remain peaceful. All and each human being should be allowed to live peacefully. That is the message India has given. There are certain unfortunate developments that have taken place in the world. But as I said earlier, nowadays any small incident in one part of the world can have effect on the peace and the coexistence in other part of the world. The incidents in Afghanistan are very disturbing. India is playing a major role. Our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, right from day one, is trying to help out all people who are the victim of Talibani extremism in that country. We are trying to help out our own citizens, our brothers, our sisters there. India wants, it is the goal of India that whole world should live in coexistence, peace and prosperity. We do not want terrorism. We do not want those people who want to run the world by bullet. We want the government should change by ballot and not by bullet. सरकार का परिवर्तन मत पेटी से होना चाहिए, बंदूक से नहीं होना चाहिए. I am very happy that the students, participants in this 2-day conference have exchanged ideas, discussed different aspects of the issue, and that will be very useful for them in the coming days. I wish this school a very bright future. I also compliment all the organizers, the principal, the members of the staff and the students, young students who at this young age have shown their capacity to understand the world issues, to understand the complications of the issues, and also to come out with solutions that ultimately will have to be adopted by the whole world, the United Nations, all countries if they have to coexist. Let us resolve for that. Let us work for that. And ultimately, reciting the same thing, Sarbat Ka Bhala, Vasudev Kutumbakam, the whole world is a family, and Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, wish the welfare and well-being of every human being in the entire world. I am grateful to the organizers for giving me an opportunity to be with you this evening. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Namaskar. My name is Vijay Vikram Singh, and I would like to thank Gurukul Global School for inviting me to deliver this talk. I am a voiceover professional and an actor, and you would have definitely heard my voice in one of the reality shows or the other. I've been doing voiceovers for the past 12 years now, and I've been associated with some of the biggest reality shows as the voice of these shows, including a show called Big Boss. So the voice in that show which tells you, दोपहर 12 बजे बिग बॉस ने गुरुकुल ग्लोबल स्कूल के स्टूडेंट्स को कन्फेशन रूम में बुलाकर उनके उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए उनको ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं दी. वो मेरी आवाज़ है. That, ladies and gentlemen, is my voice. And in the last few years, I've also started acting. So you would have definitely seen me in a web series called The Family Man. I worked in both the seasons of the show. I've also worked in Mirzapur. I've also worked in a new series called Special Ops 1.5, which will be releasing in October. The reason I wanted to talk to you was to give you some insight into life and tell you a little bit about my experience, because I thought that my experience will be of help to you in learning the importance of failure in life, learning the importance of school education in life. So before I move on to share my experiences, let me tell you my educational background. I was born and brought up in a city called Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh. I went on to do my MBA in International Business from FMSBHU in 2004. I worked in the corporate sector for 5 years, close to 5 years, before switching careers and taking up voicing or voiceovers as a full-time career. That happened in 2009 when I was 32 years of age. I'll come to the learnings of my professional life a little later. What I do want to tell you is that whenever I meet students, I get asked this question: what is the importance of school education? Well, it is the most important thing in shaping our careers, in shaping our personalities, and most importantly, in making us the human being that we grow up to become. Without school education, without formal education, trust me, we would be like headless chicken. When we are young, when we are small, we have all the energy in the world to change the world. School education helps you channelize that energy in a positive direction. Also, when you're growing up, a lot of us, some of us are very clear in our career goals, but a lot of us, like me included, are or were not clear about what they want to do in life, and which is perfectly all right. Because we are very, very young, we haven't seen the world, we do not know, we are not aware of our full potential, full capabilities. School education or formal education helps you channelize your energies and acts as a guide to discover your potential so that you can choose a proper career. It also imbibes values which help you be the human being that you ought to be, to bring about a positive change in the society. What you must do at your end while receiving this formal education is also to keep your mind, your eyes and ears open, or your mind's eyes open. It's very important to keep your mind's eye open and keep exploring. Keep exploring new things, because when you explore, when you experiment, that's when you discover. That's when you discover your potential. That's when you discover your interests. That's when you discover your aptitude. Your aptitude is what decides what career is good for you. So while you are taking this formal education, while you are studying, you should also make an effort to keep learning beyond what is being taught to you. It's very, very important to be aware of what's happening around you. The education that you're receiving will help you shape your mind, will help you adapt to the technological advancements that will be coming about when you grow up. So, please remember that a lot of things that you are going to study in your formal education will prepare you for the radical changes that will be there in the society when you pass out from this formal education system. It will help you in adapting to newer technologies, newer careers that will spring up because of the technological advancements. It will also help you leave behind what is redundant and embrace what is of importance to you. When I was growing up, I never even in my wildest dream thought that internet will start playing such an important role in my life, in our lives. I never thought that technology will become so advanced that the whole world would be in my palms in the form of a smartphone. But what helped me adapt to this change was the education that I received. While growing up, I never thought that I'll be taking up performing arts as a career option. I never thought that I'll be a voice artist or an actor. My education helped me adapt to the newer discoveries that I made while I grew up. So it's very important to embrace the formal education that you're receiving and at the same time be aware of what's happening around you. Self-education also helps develop your personality, and self-education is one of the most important aspects of you when you are growing up, because what you learn from yourself stays with you forever. What you discover while you are doing that self-education will stay with you forever. That's one aspect that I wanted to talk about. The other thing that I wanted to tell you was the importance of failure in life. The most important lessons in life are learned through failures. Success is a great companion. It's a wonderful companion to have. Failure is your best friend. Because what failure teaches you will stay with you forever. And that will help you make the person that you will become later in your life. Failure helps you build character. And a person with a strong character will tide through any changes that he comes across in life. Trust me. We as society are obsessed with success, and we lay a lot of importance in success. But what we do not teach and what we do not prepare our younger generation is how important it is to fail. How failure is an integral part of our lives, and there's no shame in failing until you have tried hard. And when I say that it's important to fail in life, I mean failing after giving your 100%. There's no shame in failure. Everyone fails. The mighty Sachin Tendulkar went through the worst phase in his life in the early 2000s. But he took his lessons from failures and he became a greater batsman after that. Vinod Kamble, on the other hand, could not come out of his failures, because till the time he failed, he had always succeeded, and his talent had helped him tide through all the difficulties. But when talent could not get him through the bad phase, he did not have the character to bounce back, because he had never failed. So failure builds character. So don't be scared of failing. Always keep trying. I wish you all the best for your future endeavors, and I hope and pray that all of you become the most amazing human beings that ever lived on this planet Earth. Thank you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Namya Batra, the president for this year's conference, and I, on the behalf of Gurukul Global School and its entire fraternity, deem it a great privilege to have been asked to extend a vote of thanks on this special occasion to each and every one of you for having your fair share in not only making this MUN a success, but also for darting your opinions, thoughts and ideas through a series of darts during this 2-day tumultuous debate and deliberation. I would also like to personally extend my thanks to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Vijay Vikram Singh and Shri Satyapal Jain, who illuminated our event graciously with their great moral sagacity. We would not be here without our school's generosity, so I would also like to thank the school management, Principal Ma'am, MD Sir and Director Sir. Special thanks to our MEN coordinators, Ms. Leena Khaneja and Ms. Rakhi Jaswal, who helped us glide through the MEN and kept us afloat throughout. Extended thanks to our technical team for assisting us throughout. Most importantly, above all, I would also like to thank the delegates. I have been inspired by so many of you today and hope to continue to do so in future. To all those award winners, I congratulate you. To everyone else, I hope you will, as I will, enjoy continue learning through MENs. With that said, I, Namya Batra, the President for Gurukul Global School Model United Nations Conference 2021, declare this conference to be now closed.